Live. We made it. We made it alive from the second parking lot on Parking Lot Tuesday. And it's going to be hot.
There are heat warnings out.
There's red heat warnings out that
For people who aren't reptiles.
yes. But thank goodness we're shape-shifting reptiles. But we've got a nice rock. We each have a rock back home that we slither into. And
underneath.
And then
A crevice.
and I can
Okay.
catch insects with my tongue. Isn't that right, dear? Constance is here with me today. We're sort of,
Moaning.
she's moaning because she's been doing a lot of weeding.
Oh, that too. I'm pulling up. Am I on now?
So, no, you're not on yet.
Oh, good.
I'm waiting for permission to,
No, I just want to know. I just like to be notified.
okay, you're on now.
I'm sorry.
And
I was sneezing and my nose is running inside my mask at the last tour, so it kind of makes my brain dead too, so I have not much to say.
You're as blue as the car, as the interior
I
of
have
the,
my
yeah.
secret shirt on. My mother's market secret shirt from Costa Mesa, which used to be a wonderful place. Those were the days. I take to Saturdays on my bike. I've been going when I can. When I remember, I'm going around for garage sales, but really that's my excuse to take a bike ride within a confined area between freeways and stuff. So the busy streets I don't want to go into. Anyway, there was excuse me, a nice garage sale, and I saw a chair, and I have a thing about chairs and lamps. I don't even sit in chairs hardly at all. That's what makes it
And I
weird.
sit in even fewer of them.
Yes, because Lon breaks chairs. Anyway, we won't talk why. He falls into them. It's true. You're supposed to sit in them, not fall. But anyway, he's broken many chairs. Let's put it that way. So, especially, and I like chairs with puny legs. And, I like chairs for people who weigh 97 pounds. So.
And are 5'6" or
Right, exactly.
4,
Right.
and live in 1885.
That's exactly. So, anyway, I found this chair, and I actually had to pay for this one. It wasn't just on the street, but I had some babysitting money from the house next door, and I paid for it and came home, and we went to pick it up, and we was going to replace a chair upstairs that has the bottom falling out of it because Lon sat in it. No. It was old too. But anyway, it was okay. So they're both old. But when we got it back to the house, we sat it in the living room, and
Right by the fireplace.
It looked like it'd been there forever, and so we decided, well, now we have a chair. We're gonna start class.
So,
That's why I'm talking about. We're going to start an imitation of our previous life class.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Monday night magic class starts on the 17th.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
It may not go much past that, but we'll see how it goes.
yeah. The first one filled up really fast because we only have room for
11, but Lon keeps adding people.
Yeah, but
We don't even have room for 11. We have room for 9, but I said with floor space, we could add 11.
yeah,
But of course, Lon can't count.
Monday night magic class.
Should not RSVP. We like it.
Yeah, we like.
We used to have a staircase and a dining room
Right,
for people, and we don't have that now.
So this one will be well attended, but just usually the routine ones. Sometimes there's 8 people, and
Right.
sometimes there's
That would-
25.
Yeah, anyway, and everyone will be physically uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I'll make sure that I don't have a living room for comfort. I want people to stay awake and listen to Lon and each other talk.
Yeah, we don't like snacks and things like that take up a lot of time.
I'll just serve a little cup of tea if I can find my teacups. I don't know where they are in the box. anyway, so that's how things work. You find a chair on the street, and then, and you bring people into your house. It doesn't, the connection is not obvious. But anyway.
It looks really good, and I'm looking forward to it. We're doing a Nokian for the first 4 weeks, I think.
And I've been pulling weeds, you may say. It's not weeds. They're tree seedlings that we have by the literally millions. And if I mowed them, and had the gardens come mow and blow, that would be okay. They just turn into like stems that hurt your bare feet when you walk over them. Nobody cared for decades at this house, I think. So, but I pull them out because, I don't mow. I don't want them to come mow. They can mow their front yard when it grows. Not the clover in the back, which doesn't need mowing. It just needs to seed itself. So anyway, I've been kind of sore because I've been doing that. And yesterday I spread some manure and some free straw that I got 2 years ago, and let the rain fall on it for a couple of winters. And now it's worthy of going out and mulching something when we have 110 heat. So anyway, I have nothing to say, as you tell. My head is just, I'm waiting for the next Niagara Fall events to happen. So it's probably as soon as I get into the cold store. I have to bundle up. It's very hot, so why do I have a flannel shirt on? Because I go from being too hot in the car to too cold in the store.
Yeah.
It's in between it. There's no in
Don't
between.
get chilled.
No.
Okay.
Lon's going to have I'm sure, something very interesting today.
Of course.
Okay, flip it.
Okay.
Have a good week, and if it's too hot where you live, be careful.
Well, I'll just say, do what thou wilt. Shall be the whole of the law.
It's the law of love and the will. That means you're quitting.
Well, I'm just letting you get in on our greeting. Now we're back to me. I look like my grandfather in this hat. This is my what is this? Tommy Bahama? Or something like that?
You got it at a Fantasy Laguna store.
Is Tommy Bahama.
He got it when he had money from China. He went and bought a hat in Laguna.
Yeah. At a fancy store. Anyway, I'm going to put...
A long time ago.
Yes. I haven't bought any new clothes in at least 6 years, maybe 7.
That's a lie. That's because I shop for him. I bought you some sweatpants.
Want me to turn the camera back on?
No, but if you're gonna lie, I will correct you.
So I can be corrected in person.
Bye.
Okay, bye. But as a segue, I will say that when we were discussing, starting up Monday Night Magic class again, Constance, who always likes to just cut to the chase on things and not fart around and be ambiguous about anything. It's a trait that I really appreciate. And I'm constantly welcoming her.
He wants me to get out of the car.
I constantly welcome her input on things.
I'm just like a little kid who says, "Why?"
Yes.
Why?
Why? But why is the sky blue? Well, the cut to the chase thing is that when we did Monday Night Magic class for 43 years down in Costa Mesa, and we sort of got into a groove of doing it, and the class members, although there was always new people, they became like his family, and it was an organic organism, literally. And we hope that this will develop into something like that. But if it doesn't, we can't be too surprised. You can never recapture everything. But the idea of why you're doing anything, I said I was going to do Enochian magic because there's a great deal of interest in Enochian magic, and I have some skill, and I have some tools that illustrate working the system. And over the years, I've developed sort of a program that immediately gets people actually doing Enochian magic. I mean, within the first hour of the class, we're doing it and sending people home with the tools necessary to hone their own skills between then and the next class. And but we sometimes get so focused on the minutia, the elegant and colorful minutia of magical systems like tarot or Kabbalah or Enochian magic, that we often lose sight, especially at the very beginning. Well, why the hell are we doing any of this stuff? And that's the good question she asks. Are you, why are we doing this? Don't you owe it to them to give them some idea of why they might be doing this, besides they're just curious, And when I was writing the book, Enochian Vision Magic, I tried to address that question right at the very beginning, even before introductions or anything else, or history or any of it. I tried to answer the question, why magic? And it's a few paragraphs that I use whenever I visit a foreign country and am obliged to lecture or lecture before a group that is not overtly magical, like in Masonic lodges, or later on this summer I'm going to speak for the Swedenborgians, and people that deserve to at least get some glimpse of why people do magic, or why I do magic at least. And I'm going to share that with you today before I do something else, if I have time. It's the prologue, okay? The prologue to Enochian Vision Magic. This will be the textbook, actually, because it's got all of the illustrations and goodies to the Monday Night Magic class. You may find this difficult to believe, but we've never charged any money for magic class. Okay, sometimes we, like this time, because space is limited, we ask for RSVPs and stuff, but we don't charge for it, because if we charged everybody $5, there's some people that $5 is a burden, and there's some people that could easily leave $20 in the donation basket. If you can afford it and you feel it's worthy, drop it in the bucket. Usually we get enough to pay for the tea that Constance serves, but many times we don't. But anyway, why magic? Crowley says, magic is as mysterious as mathematics, as empirical as poetry, and as uncertain as golf, and as dependent upon the personal equation as love. I'm a magician. I practice the art of ceremonial magic. I adore and evoke the essence of highest deity and hold congress with divine angels. I also evoke and command spirits and demons. Ceremonial magic is a path I have chosen to give expression to the spiritual yearnings I believe are inherent in every human being. It's my Tao, my way, my religion, my philosophy, my psychology. But ceremonial magic isn't my life. I already have a life, thank you. But I use magic to help make my life magic. I have closets and chests full of bizarre and colorful robes, crowns, wands, daggers, chalices, swords, and lances, and thuribles, and banners, and veils, and rings, and incense, and candles, and oils, and tablets, and talismans, and mirrors, and crystals. I have books, strange books, some very old and rare, books that would scare the daylights out of most of my neighbors. Now, I've shared this with you many times, but I have to remind myself this is why I'm doing this stuff. So if you think you've heard this before, it's because I want you to think about it. I use these magical tools, I study these books in order to perform the rites of ceremonial magic. These things are not my life, but I use them to make my life magic. On the surface, one might think it reasonable and fair to ask, why are you a magician, Lon? Why do you believe in this stuff? Why do you do these crazy things? It might surprise you to know I don't have a proper answer for these questions. It's impossible for me to adequately explain or justify why I celebrate my spiritual life through the vehicle of magic. For the same reason, it's impossible for any artist to properly explain why he or she has taken up the brush or the chisel or the violin or the ballet slippers. If reasonableness were the sole criterion for the existence of art, there would be no music, no dance, no magic. Make no mistake about it, magic is an art form, and every true magician is an artist. Just like the musician and dancer, the magician must practice, create, and perform. Just like the painter or sculptor, he must be armed with proper tools, skills, knowledge, and most of all, inspiration. But what about people who've never learned to play a musical instrument, never learned to dance or paint or sculpt, yet who find themselves spiritually touched by listening to music, watching ballet, visiting galleries? Are they not artists also? In a very important way, I believe they are. As quantum physicists tell us, both the observer and that which is observed are changed by the act of observation itself. By appreciating the artist's handiwork, we are fundamentally affecting the reality and the life of that creation. More importantly, when we expose ourselves to the artist's creation, we enjoy the passive luxury of allowing our consciousness to be altered, elevated, and enriched in unique and personal ways. The artist might never have imagined how he can change the consciousness of the observer. The art of ceremonial magic, however, is a little different. There's no painted canvas to display, no audience to applaud. Regardless of how altruistic the magician's motives may be, Magic is a spiritual performance art that must ultimately be executed and appreciated by the magician alone. He or she is at once the teacher, the student, the medium, the conductor, the performer, the venue, the audience, and the critic. The magician touches the broader audience of humanity only by effecting changes in the magician. And success can be weighed only in the silent holy of holies of his or her own soul. So here and now, and for the duration of this book, I shall lay aside the question, why magic? If my magical efforts seem to propel me closer to self-realization, if my work brings me a measure of health or happiness or wisdom or sense of fulfillment, good. But none of these things, nor indeed anything, can be the goal of my magic art. Instead of asking why magic, I suggest all who would fancy themselves magicians seek the answers to the following questions that I ask myself every day. Am I really a magical artist? Am I drawn to this strange and irrational art form because of my mad passion to enrich my art and fulfill my creative life purpose? Or am I doing all of this to avoid fulfilling my destiny? Am I running away from myself? When I don my magical robes and enter the temple, do I do so as a radiant artist magician, armed and ready to storm the gates of heaven and hell to do battle for the triumph of my soul? Poised to take the next step in my spiritual evolution? Or am I merely a foolish man in an exotic costume, a mystic poser in serious need of a life? Okay. Now, I've shared that with you many, many times, but that is more or less what I'm going to remind the Enochian Magic class on Monday the 17th. If the skills you learn and the disciplines you learn and the talents you develop during the practice of ceremonial magic, that's great. Okay, it's a growth experience, just like learning to play the guitar or learning. Okay. But what you do with that, what you do with yourself, what it does to you is where the magic is. I mean, just the other day, I got, what have you done with your magic? As if, well, I once made the sun stand still, or I once rid the backyard of mosquitoes. Like it's a trick of some kind. I don't know what the fuck I've done with my magic, okay? I do it to change me, okay? Look at me. This is what I've done with my magic. Warts and all. You don't know what a bum I could be. You don't know what kind of a bum I am. Okay, I'm almost 76 years old. The life I've led and the experiences I've had and the places I've done and the way I've abused my body, I would say it's a freaking miracle that I didn't die in my early 30s. What have I done with magic? I can't say that pentagram ritual helped save my life, extended my life. What are you asking? Okay. Why magic? You may as just well say, why art? Why breath? Why sunlight? It's all magic. Anyway, I was going to share with you the King Cow King because about 30, what is it, 40 years ago, okay, whatever, around 1980, 81, Helen Parsons Smith sent me two little books. She sent me this one, Libra 21, which is called The King Cow King. Okay, there's that. Did she write anything in it? Oh, it's got a cool drawing by Crowley in it. Let's see if she wrote anything in it, because I think, oh, it's just it's a numbered edition. Okay, the edition is, excuse me, this copy is number 67 of 100, published in 1974. Okay, and along with that, she sent this book. Okay, it is, I've got it covered here because it's raw silk. And there is this, I forget what the technical term is, this band of leather on it. And it says the Tao Te Ching. Okay, or Tao Te King. And oh, it's got in sheets that are all marbled. It's a beautiful, beautiful edition. And it had this postcard in it. Okay. When I got the book out this morning, the postcard fell out. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. It says, please advise, the postcard is dated June 22nd, 1981. Kings Beach, California. That's where she was living at the time. And the back is a list of books that Thelema Publications published. And on the front, she typed and signed, 93, please advise your phone number. I am reprinting the Book of the Law and Equinox of the Gods and wonder if you have any suggestions for any changes or corrections. Helen. And there's a phone number, and then she, under her signature, she says H. Parsons Smith. And I thought that was of curious historic significance, and it jumped out on at me today. When I talked to her next, I did have a suggestion, not so much for the her edition of the Equinox of the Gods, but of her new editions of the Book of the Law, which are just absolutely gorgeous in Moroccan leather, and oh geez. But they don't have the facsimile, the version of the handwritten pages of the Book of the Law, and they are included in the Equinox of the Gods. So my only suggestion was, it's probably a good idea to have the facsimile in the Book of the Law also, but that would have added another, I don't know, 50-some pages, and she opted not to. But anyway, that's that. I was going to read the King Cow King to you today, but perhaps I'll do that tomorrow because I've already wasted enough of your time with my ramblings. Anyway, we're happy that we're starting up Monday Night Magic class again. For those of you who think you might like to attend, this one that starts on the 17th, at least for the one at the 17th, we are overfilled already. So we're not taking any more reservations. But we hope Monday night magic class will continue on a regular basis, where we the people that would come on a regular basis, the numbers will have gotten down to more manageable size, and we won't have to RSVP every time. So anyway, it's we're looking forward to it. It was a big part of our lives for many decades, and we wouldn't mind having a little taste of that again here in our dotage. Until then, till tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.